Hey you guys, welcome back, welcome back. So today I am going to start going over the licensing rules for the adult foster care, small group homes, 12 or less, with the Bureau of Children and Adult Licensing. You know that you can call them or go to their website to order this book at the State of Michigan Department of Human Services, www.michigan.gov/AFCHFA, which we know AFC stands for Adult Foster Care. HFA stands for Home for the Aged. So let's start going over this book. And if you do not have it, if you want a copy of it, like I said, just rewind it and go to that website or call them to order your book. So we're going to talk about the general provisions, part 1, the scope. So they have so many rules as far as codes and numbers and all of those things. Rule 101, this part applies to all adult foster care homes, small group homes that are licensed or proposed for 1 to 12 persons. Rule 102, as used in these rules, Act means Act number 218 of the Public Acts of 1979 as amended being, then they have this 400.701 estimated of the Michigan compliant laws. B, administrator. So all of these are like, so with the rule 102, there are alphabets that are making it like bullet points with the alphabet. A, administrator means the person who is designated by the licensee to be responsible for the daily operation and management of the adult foster care small group home. The administrator may be the licensee. So when you get your license, you are called a provider. And by you owning the facility in your business name as the provider, you can have somebody come on that you trust, that you would like to be your administrator. And I'm not even going to use the word trust, but who qualifies to do the job. Because remember, we want them to have a heart of a caregiver and a mind of a business owner when it comes to the administrator, because they're going to be handling the day-to-day operations of your facility. And most people that I've talked to that own homes and stuff like that, I ask them, what is it that you wish that will help you out the most? And most say is that I wish that I could find somebody who would take my place and operate it as I would, right? And that's the thing about when you're trying to find your person to help you with the day-to-day operations, that you make sure that they have their strength. And sometimes they have weaknesses, but you want to be able to make sure that you guys complement each other as far as what your weaknesses are and what their weaknesses are, and your strengths as well. And sometimes you have to hire your weakness because you already have the strength to do what you do. So you want to make sure whatever you're weak at, that somebody is strong at, and vice versa. So the administrator can be you if you don't want nobody else to do it right now, because sometimes when you're first starting out, you want to build your revenue. Even though you might have funds put aside for emergency use, you want to build more revenue when you get all these residents, and you're going to be hiring caregivers to direct care workers to work for you. So you might want to be the administrator, and you might not want to give that job to somebody else yet until you build the funds or appropriately to see however you would like it to be. So we're going to go to C, admission policy. Yes, you must have an admission policy, and that means a home's public statement of its purpose, eligibility requirements for admission, and application procedures for admission. So when you get ready to get your resident, you have to have an admission policy. You have to say, this is what we do. This is what you are required to have our services. What does that look like for you? Yes, I will. I do offer admission policies if you need help with that, of course, at a small, reasonable fee. Then, you can get my services to help you build that admission policy. And you know, when you think about investing in your business, investing in your business and things that you need, then you have to remember that you're going to make a profit. You're going to service a lot of people. So what you might pay out today is definitely going to be returned back to you, you know, tenfold. So just remember that. Don't think about, oh, well, you know, it costs this, this, and that, and I'm not going to be able to do it because I don't have the money, da, 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 da. Your money is going to come, because when you decide to take care of, sorry, my phone is ringing in my ear. So you want to make sure that you invest in you, invest in your business, right? And we want it done right. We want it done right. And I know for me, I want you to do it right, because I have a goal in mind. And my goal, my vision, my purpose is to end elderly abuse and neglect. Okay, to eradicate it. And not only elderly, children, just down the line, humanity, to end abuse and neglect worldwide. And the only way that we can do that is if we do what we know that is required and that what needs to be done, and making sure that we can handle what we are asking for. One thing that the Bible says, and yes, I'm bringing the Bible back into it, it says too much is given, much is required. To have much, to get much, you have to give much. I mean, period. And that's why you want to be able to have a strategic plan in mind when it comes to operating and owning your own assisted living facility or adult foster care home or home for the aged. Okay, so we're going to go, let me make sure I did that because I kind of went off of a, okay, so D, an assessment plan. Assessment plan means a written statement which is prepared in cooperation with a responsible agency or person, and which identifies the specific care and maintenance, service, and resident activities appropriate for each individual's residential, physical, and behavioral needs and well-being, and the methods of providing the care and services, taking into account the preferences and competency of the individual. So an assessment plan, it's, you know, what services do they need? What are their handicap? What are their disabilities? Can they do? Do they know time, date, and place? When you go out and you do a full assessment, you want to know what they're going to be able to do mobily for themselves. What do they need help with? Some homes take care of the Alzheimer's and dementia. And then you have some home that takes care of the disabled or the mentally ill. It's different statuses when going into this and wanting to know the population that you're going to serve. So you have to be specific. So when you get ready to go do this assessment and you know that you don't deal with combative residents, then you're not going to sit up here and say, oh, I'm going to look in their chart, and you find out that this person is combative, and you know your home or your caregivers cannot deal with that, then you don't want to accept that resident. Because remember, it's not about the money. It's not about that. It's about serving each individual with what they need and making sure that you can do that so they can thrive in your facility. So the assessment plan is very, very, very important. And yes, the state does have an assessment plan on their website as well that you can have access to. But some things are not equivalent to getting down really to the nitty-gritty as far as being able to, I think it should be more added is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and I mean, that's the difference between me and other people. It's more to it than just the basics. Okay, so because you want to make an impact in people's lives and you want to make a difference, and it's a way to do that. So we're going to go to E. Assistive device means the use of an item such as a pillow or pad or medical supply therapeutic support that is intended to achieve or maintain the proper position, posture, or balance of a resident. An assistive device may also be an item that is intended to promote, achieve, or maintain the resident's independency. Anything that is used with the intent to restrain a resident and that does not permit the resident to remove the device by himself or herself is a restraint and is not an assistive device. So we're talking about wheelchairs, we're talking about walkers, we're talking about things to help them with their movement to be independent as possible if that's what they require, an assistive device. So if you have an assistive device that you're using and it keeps them and restrains them, then that is not allowed and that is against the law, and that is called abuse. So you want to make sure that when you have these assistive devices that they're being used to promote well-being and not to hinder their ability to thrive. And you know what? I'm going to end it here with just going 11 minutes and 30 seconds with that, so you can process that information as I sit up here and throw this out. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for clicking on it. Subscribe to my channel so you can get the notifications when I get ready to upload. I don't know how often am I going to do this, every week, daily. I'm not sure, but make sure that you subscribe to my channel and then hit the bell so you can get the notifications so you can know when the video uploads. Also, if you have any comments, go ahead and comment below and let's interact with each other. You can also email me at info@givemeasec.com, and I'm going to put it in here because there's a dash in between the A and the sec. And you can also go to my website, look at it. I have clothing. I'll be uploading products. If you want something that I have as far as documentation, let me know what I can assist you with. Just email me and I will work out something with you for that. And I'll be planning on doing a product list as far as when it comes to the admission policy and all of those things. If you tell me what your business is, I can put your name in there and just have it done for you. And you can just have it ready for when your residents come. Yes. So like I told you guys, my vision is to end elderly abuse and neglect and humanity worldwide. No matter what their disability is, no matter what their income is, no matter what their race is, they should get the care they deserve no matter what. No matter what. Thank you so much for watching this, and thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. And remember, you have to have a heart of a caregiver and mind of a business owner. That is the goal. And thank you for visiting my podcast. I am a caregiver. Thank you so much.